Thanks for tuning in to LRGA Curves. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. Hey, is it me or is this too much on Basketball Wives Los Angeles this season, with production pushing the aggressive, angry, difficult, dark-skinned, Afrocentric, black-featured, black woman theory? Or am I tripping? Am I the only one that sees this? Because it's crystal clear that these sharks have blood in the water as far as OG is concerned. Thus, this shark take in Evelyn's house on Basketball Wives LA. So this scene and some other scenes in the recent episode of Basketball Wives make it very evident to me as a viewer that a narrative is being produced, formulated, and pushed down my throat as a viewer, and they are attempting to persuade my interpretation of what I am seeing and witnessing as a viewer. Hang with me for a minute and just indulge my theory, okay? Think about it. Right now, in 2021, we just had the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry Oprah Winfrey interview, right? On that interview, basically Meghan Markle implied, said, stated, left us feeling like she was experiencing life a certain way due to the treatment of the firm and all that entailed. Once Meghan Markle said those words, pretty much a lot of people immediately discounted not only her personal experience, but then became enraged that she had the audacity to speak on her experience and say what she was feeling, and went so far as to say she was lying about what she was feeling, or that she didn't know what she was feeling all the way, or that she didn't understand her feelings all the way. Now, take all of that and apply it to OG on Basketball Wives LA. I know she's not, and look, is a princess too. OG is a Nigerian princess, bona fide, that is saying she is experiencing life a certain way based on the firm. In this case, the firm is Shaunie and Evelyn are the established characters in this firm. The queen, as it were, and her jester or her favorite. The queen and her favorite are Evelyn, and Shaunie is the queen, and Evelyn is her favorite and can do no wrong. And OG, who is a bona fide princess, comes to the court and is being persecuted, ostracized, and her reputation is being besmirched and smeared, and she is being produced for the world to see and witness as an angry, difficult black woman. Now, the scene that we're about to see is of these two new ladies coming to the Basketball Wife franchise, who we are later going to find out one is a stalker. But these two girls literally just met OG the night before and are meeting Shaunie for the first time, supposedly. And are taking it upon themselves to engage Shaunie in a conversation about OG after just meeting her. Talk about cojones. Who would do that? That's some single black female shit right there. I'm sorry, I said it. It's my opinion. That's some weird shit. Who just meets you and basically goes to your boss and is like, oh, da-da-da-da, blah, blah. No, you don't get to have an opinion. And if you do, you keep it to yourself. And if you think you are going to talk about me, discuss it with me first. If you think you know me like that, obviously, you should talk to me about it first. Don't just go over to Shaunie O'Neal and say some backwards stuff. And now we also are going to have to talk about Shaunie O'Neal. And I don't know what she's trying to convince us of, but facts are that as the producer and queen of the court of Basketball Wives, she has not in real life, IRL, has not reached out to OG about her concerns about being treated with colorist tendencies by the queen and her favorite of the court. Hasn't reached out personally. But listen to how she handles this. This is really not a good look.
I know, right? It sucks that the ladies are kind of joining the group in the midst of stuff just being left, right, everywhere. But I at least want them to feel welcomed and, know that our goal is to shift out of the trauma.
Are you guys enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, we're having a good time so far.
Good.
I know yesterday we kind of overheard some of the conversations, some feelings and stuff they haven't got past. We were kind of skeptical at first. I was like, what are we walking into? But everybody's vibe seems cool.
Yeah.
So far, so dinner last night was phenomenal. OG put together a good piece.
Yeah.
It was all, real thoughtful, and we got to talking about. We were kind of
welcomed and, know that our goal is to shift out of the trauma.
Are you guys enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, we're having a good time so far.
Good.
I know yesterday we kind of overheard some of the conversations, some feelings and stuff they haven't got past. We were kind of skeptical at first. I was like, what are we walking into? But everybody's vibe seems cool.
Yeah.
So far, so dinner last night was phenomenal. OG put together a good piece.
Yeah.
It was all, real thoughtful, and we got to talking about, just how life is for black women and stuff. She has a lot of passion, and sometimes a lot of that passion, I feel like it's probably stemmed from probably childhood things, because she said something like one of her teachers said that she won't be anything because of her skin color, and she just broke out crying. Yeah. So to me, I felt like she still hurt from that.
Right. It sounds like OG has had these walls up most of her life, and none of us knew why. And it took the new girls to kind of crack that code. And hearing that OG is opening up about her personal experiences with colorism makes me kind
of... Okay, I have to interject. That's BS. I call BS. Who calls BS? I do. In my opinion, that's BS, because she had the opportunity to also get to know OG before these new girls and crack a code if it was about cracking something.
I feel like maybe we can actually sit down and have a conversation and put it all past us.
It's kind of good to be able to humanize, her passion, because the allegations that she's throwing out is so damaging.
She accuses me of being a colorist and Evelyn of being a racist.
Oh. Maybe if y'all sit down and she shared what she shared with us, you guys could kind of, soften up and see. Okay. Well, she's not what I thought. Maybe I can get to know her.
Okay. So these sisters have no right, in my humble opinion, to be speaking to Shaunie about this BS. I think that Shaunie is full of BS for not reaching out sooner.
I caught her always in a space of arguing with somebody.
And now here they go.
Right, absolutely.
And now they're about to further they're painting OG as difficult to get to know. She has feelings left over from residual childhood. It couldn't possibly have anything to do with what the queen and her favorite of the court, Shaunie and Evelyn, have possibly done to her. Oh no, it couldn't possibly have to do with that.
didn't get to know OG. I never spent a one-on-one moment with her, so I didn't get to experience her the way you guys did.
Did you hear that?
Maybe I can get to know her. You two probably could sit down and it probably would be a great understanding.
Did you hear that? She said she never got to know her. Never spent any time with her. Never spent any time with OG. Listen.
OG, I never spent a one-on-one moment with her, so I didn't get to experience her the way you guys did, but I caught.
It wasn't for lack of an opportunity. Remember that, people. That's part of the colorism. She did not take the time to get to know OG. OG said in later interviews that Shaunie had an opportunity to meet her prior to production and was like, no, I don't want to meet her. Something rude like that, and never took the opportunity to even meet her. That's part of the colorism.
Her always in a space of like arguing with somebody, and those were my experiences, you know what I mean? So yeah. I'm ready to understand her.
Did you hear how she just
moment with her? So I didn't.
Did you hear how she just is saying that, oh, OG has experiences of colorism from childhood, and my experiences with OG are her always being difficult. Listen to what she's saying.
Get to experience her the way you guys did, but I caught her always in a space of like arguing with somebody, and those were my experiences, you know what I mean? So yeah. I'm ready to understand her, but she's got to reciprocate on some understanding. It's got to be some concessions going on in both parts. After hearing what the sisters had to say about their conversation with OG, I'm actually kind of hopeful that maybe OG and I could sit down and she can be vulnerable in my space too, and we can actually have a conversation of understanding.
Doubt that's going to happen. I would not trust Shaunie as far as I could throw her. She had a year, or how many seasons has OG been on? And she hasn't taken any time to get to know her.
If it ever came to a point where she could agree to understand and not pound on you that I'm right and you're wrong.
You hear that? If it ever came to a point where OG, the person who she has never even tried to talk to about her concerns of being treated as a colorist tendencies, has never even tried to talk to her. If she could preemptively agree to some ish before we sit down so I can feel better about what you told me I treat you like. Listen to this, people.
We could have a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, is that how conversations work? Is that how conversations work, Shaunie?
Her end from what she told us, she's just deeply hurt about it.
Oh, is that what you think? Oh, is that what they think? Now watch, this whole episode had a lot of different things where they were showing OG being aggressive and pretending like OG is like difficult to be around and all this other stuff. Here's an episode with Jen, who they're trying to pretend is the same color as OG. They're clearly different color browns. Clearly different color browns. And they are production, the firm is producing these black women against each other to make the darkest of them and the most Afrocentric, the most difficult, aggressive, erratic, not emotional, unstable.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with OG alone after having words with her the other night at dinner.
No. Hold on. Jennifer.
That's it.
Jennifer. It's not an argument.
Jennifer, we're not going to do this.
Okay, now look at that's every time OG is having an interaction with anybody, it's that calm. And everybody's confessional is like, oh, OG was such an issue. OG, I just got into it with her. Oh, do you see what they're doing? And then the music they play also is like very like carnival kind of, like there's a menacing music. It matches the situation.
And I feel like a weight has been lifted, and I'm really...
And then the girls got together and did some other stuff. And then there's another scene.
Spring driving is here. And
there's another scene where the ladies are going to again pretend like OG is difficult, OG is aggressive, and the whole time OG is talking like this, very calm, being very respectful, like, you know, I really didn't want you talking for me over there to Shaunie. She tells the ladies, and they're like, I don't like her attitude. It's crazy, you guys. I hope I can get it before this pauses. If not, then we'll have to come back. I think we have one more thing. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So what do you think? Leave a comment below. Am I tripping? So far, so good, right? Like, are you following along with the production the firm is putting into the narrative that don't listen to Black women, don't validate their feelings? They couldn't possibly know or understand what they're feeling. They're misjudging their experience. This is crazy town, okay? This is like 2021, and they are allowing themselves to be used in this regard by production. Let's take a look.
So, what is your, take on it all?
Like that whole thing, I'm really not involved, and so I'm removed from it. Like, leave me out.
I'm gonna tell you now, I am not about to play with these girls. I am in a space where it needs to be protected at all costs. And by all costs, I mean all costs.
That was very calm, and OG didn't say anything bad, and, you know, that was very nice. So then we're going to have another scene right now where the ladies are going to come back and tell OG, oh, listen, this is Evelyn refusing to go talk to her.
Why Jackie invited them to this trip.
I thought they were really nice.
They were talking to me about OG, and they were just like, she's just very passionate
About colorism and racism in this group.
They said she shared with them something about a teacher once told her she would never
Something
be anything
about-
because of the color of her skin. Those kind of scars, like stuff the teacher says or somebody says to you, that's where it comes from.
I grew up with the same. I've been pretty for a dark-skinned girl. I've been ugly for a dark-skinned girl. My grandmother was lighter than me, and before I came out, had an issue with people who were my skin color until she got to meet her granddaughter. So we have all dealt with racism and colorism in some sort of way. So we can relate to the issues that are going on. I think that I maybe should go over there with a different approach, because there's a disconnect and we can't relate and she can't relate.
Right. Yes, we are similar in complexion, but you have Western features. Your nose is slender. I have eccentric African features.
Now that I have listened and heard and understand a little bit better, I guess, I'm just hoping that everyone sitting at the table is more open than the past conversation.
Okay, so we're going to fast forward to here.
and where you kind of opened up to us about what happened as a child. And she would probably like to get to know you better. Maybe that could be an option one day.
I'm a little annoyed. See, here's the thing. I don't want you guys speaking for me, especially since you guys are still learning these girls. Never did I ever direct them to speak on my behalf. I am not a person who needs someone to speak for me. And it's really weird that they would do that, seeing as how I just met these girls. It's not something that has to be relived through YouTube.
All right. I am nobody's therapist, psychiatrist. Listen, I got my own problems. I got a sociopath on the loose. So I don't have time to deal with these girls with this petty bull.
If anybody feels any type of conviction to want to have a conversation with me, and if they have it, that's a choice. So, yeah.
Gotcha. I don't need no one to speak for me.
She has the right to.
Okay, she did not say it like that. I didn't hear OG say, she did not, nah. She didn't say that at all. But that's how they're painting it. This is equivalent to the rhetoric we heard from the last administration in the White House. This is like so alternative fact land where we're watching one thing and they're tweeting out another. This is crazy town to me. I can't even. This is like 20 minutes of me trying to go down my own rabbit hole of how could we possibly be allowing the firm of production to be doing it to these beautiful Black women and producing this stereotype, antiquated, misogynistic, Aryan supremacist viewpoint and demoralizing, dehumanizing viewpoint of a beautiful Nubian princess. And we're allowing it. And these other people of Basketball Wives, for them to not be saying anything. There's radio silence from everybody else in the cast except for OG. Radio silence. OG is producing receipts. Go to OG's live. I heart OG. Go to OG's live. Go to OG's IG. Go to OG's IG. I heart IG and OG. And you will be able to, she has audio up where she has recorded proof where production is cutting things up so spicy. And like the talk with Kristen last week where Kristen, she went back to Evelyn's house baffled, right? That's what they showed us. But the tape, an hour-long tape is that that Kristen totally got it. Go look at it. It's on her IG. And then also on OG's IG, she posted for this week's episode when they were having the cookout. She made everybody robes. She wanted everybody to have fun. She was trying so hard to get along with not only these two new sisters, but with everybody else in the house, including Jackie and Jennifer, who by the end of the episode are complaining about OG and not understanding anything about her experience of treatment in this household. It's just crazy. So, sorry, I need some water. So, I talk myself parch on that. I talk myself parch because I just can't. I can't. Leave a comment if you can about what do you see. Thanks for tuning in to LRGA Curves. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button.